The other day I was talking about what I guess is essentially a non-aggression principle, where you can't fight against what's happening now as far as going out into the street and, you know, trying to spur back at the glowies, drop your spaghetti. You can't do that, because the second you do that, it's over. Not just in a physical sense, but that's a big thing, because it gives them the green light to then go ahead and add a new level of tyranny. They can't just do this stuff. You know, there's cosmic checks and balances at work here that I don't fully understand, but I know it's contracts, because evil works with contracts. You got to do it to yourself. Evil is constantly telling you that there's a spider on your face, so you punch yourself. They can't punch you. In the same way, I mean, you have to do these things to yourself. So if you lash out, you're gonna lose. Now, like I was saying too, these days it's really hard to tell that to people, because, you know, they're angry, they want retribution. I mean, how else do you get it, I guess? I mean, that's how people can really conceive of. The thing is, it's the answer isn't really satisfying, because at current time, there really is no answer. It's more we know what not to do, and not to aggress back, not to be aggressive back, not to attack in any way. You can't, because that's their thing, their ballpark. They'll take anything you throw at them, absorb it, and then hit you back with it. The solution, I believe, will present itself, but the answer isn't out there. It isn't with them. You got to ignore them. And as woo-woo as it sounds, you got to kind of go inward, look for the answers there. The good thing is the consciousness understands this, and it's constantly trying to reach itself or reach you through other people, because other people are you. I know that's a hard concept to get. I kind of have a hard time with it too, but that seems to be the case here, is we're one consciousness, and all these different points of attention expressing themselves as individuals. Although I do believe some of the people you see are not the same kind of type of person you are. They're more, I guess, NPC-ish would be the right term. They run scripts for the system in an attempt to sway you. A lot of them are here for your test or our test, you know. And I could go into why I think that is, like I've done 100 other times before, but I'm gonna just try to stay on target this time. Yeah, what the idea is, you got a turtle, and turtling isn't the most. It doesn't feel right, you know. It's not like a noble pursuit to turtle, but you got a turtle until we know what to do. And I think we will know what to do. We're not going to be waiting a long time, because just like we're discovering that we can do a lot of things that we didn't think we could do before, we have an awareness of things we didn't think we had. Abilities in the past that were relegated to the schools of magic, like, or whether it's earth magic or black magic or whatever. It's a different format, it's a different system. Before, to get anything like that done, you'd have to go through that system. But now, as the beast is dying, we're starting to understand, hey, wait a minute, we naturally do these things. And we were naturally doing these things all along. So like that, I think the solution will present itself. I don't think there's going to be some sort of a standoff with the forces here currently. Like, there's not going to be some Terminator rebellious underground type rising thing. Although it's something I always thought of as a kid, you know, and then be, wow, yeah, I can't wait to join the sewer resistance. But it's not going to be like that because you can't fight fire with fire in this situation. It's just dumping gasoline on it. There is going to be another way out of this. As your vibrational frequency increases, as you become more enlightened, as you get to understand more things, you exchange information, share things with people, you're getting answers from inside. All the answers are in you. Think of it as like they're printed on your DNA, or they're coded into your DNA. Everything you'd want to know, and the answer to every question you have, as well as the questions. How this works, I have no idea. This is just what I've observed to be more than possible, actually very likely. So, what I think, I mean, and this is just my whole theory, is once we reach that critical mass of enlightenment, we're just going to transcend this place. We're going to be released from the testing area, which is what this is, or what it used to be. The dreams, similarly, are like this same place too. They're just like mini lower res tests within the test. Places you go when they need to retrofit and it's not nefarious. Like in the past, I've described it as they need you to go down because they need to refit the veil. They need to fix the screen so that you're firmly in the test and you're oblivious to anything that exists beyond it. I don't think that was an evil thing. I think what happened was it was supposed to be that way here, you know, and it became corrupted, it became hijacked, it became much worse. But I think the refitting of the screen when you sleep is just a natural occurrence of what was supposed to happen, because the idea is to keep you from knowing anything about an existence of anything else except for here. That's why, and just like how time only exists here, when you're in dreams, there is no time. Those dreams are kind of like little versions of this that aren't rendered as well. You can't spell there, you can't see words, you can't use a phone, numbers don't mean anything. And also time doesn't mean anything there, because you can go to bed, have this dream, it feels like you've been living a life there for months. And it's only a couple hours. You know, conversely, you can have a dream experience that seems very quick or very short, and you've been sleeping all night. Because when there's no time, you don't think about it. And I was talking the other day about how the concept of eternity used to freak me out as a kid. You know, my parents would tell me, well, when you die, you go to heaven, and you just stay there forever. And that was really spooky to me. I'm like, what do you mean forever? Ever, forever, forever. That's because that's my mind here, thinking of time as I know it in this realm here. If time wasn't a factor, you wouldn't have those thoughts. You wouldn't feel the drag or the weight of time, because it doesn't exist where you are. It seems pretty blissful. And in fact, most of where we're from, I imagine to be a pretty blissful experience. So this experience is to learn something. Being in these avatars or broadcasting to these avatars is so that we can learn some things to enlighten our actual self, our actual body, wherever that may be, wherever the bigger portion of us is dimensionally. I always thought it was the fifth, but lately I've had some people try to explain to me that it could be the fifth or the sixth. And I don't know anything about that. I know some about the fifth, and I imagine that's where all this originated from. The fourth being a travel dimension, used for dimensional travel, which some of the bad characters know how to use. It involves spun mercury, huon purple, and a couple other things. And with that, they can drop in and drop out of this test area. So it's essentially time travel, you know, basically. So yeah, you can't aggress back. And the thing that sucks about this is there is no answer as to what you can do. And people don't like hearing that because, well, if I, you know, what do you want me to do? Stay home and do nothing? Yes. What the fuck? What if they fucking come knocking on my door and drag me out of it? That might happen. But if you drop the spaghetti, you lose. You know? It makes it harder for the rest of us. I just don't, as far as I know, and I'm sure there are some guys out there that do have an answer, and or at least they're on the way to knowing exactly what you got to do. But I don't know what it is you have to do. I believe in time this will be revealed, and we'll be able to understand what to do. And I think it's more of a situation where we're just going to transcend the place rather than gain some sort of interdimensional power that's going to, even though we have that, power to have some kind of Marvel-esque showdown. I don't think that's going to be the case. It doesn't ring true to me. I don't know why it would be. I think it's more of a case of once we get our shit together and we get the consciousness together, or a large enough part of the consciousness together, we're just going to fucking zip out of here. Like Star Trek or something. It's gonna beam the fuck out. That would be cool, actually. To me, it's gonna be more like a waking up from a dream type of situation, or waking up with the headset on, going, "Oh God, oh, we're out there. All right, cool." And then quickly you're going to realize, "Oh, wait a minute. This whole thing was just a test, one of many that you're probably running at the same time." It's hard to comprehend this stuff, and it's even harder to explain it. But so when I say you really can't aggress back at them, I think it's just a case of waiting it out a bit more. We've already won. They can't win this thing. They know they can't win this thing. What they're trying to do is just spitefully wreck all they can before they go down. So we just basically have to take a knee, not in the globo sense, but in a football game, and run the clock out. And don't spurg. And try to learn. And try to make connections. And that's it. If something reveals itself that can be used as a weapon or a means to fight back, certainly, yeah. And this doesn't, and I'm not saying that self-defense is out of the question. If someone's personally up in your grill, yeah, you do whatever you have to do to fix that situation. Don't worry about it. I'm just talking on a larger macro kind of scale. And I know macro, I'm using macro wrong or whatever. I use the words I have and the words they've given us to use. Nice Sunday here, Waikiki. Perfect for me because there's not a lot of people out. I like that. Yeah, I mean, if I come across a better answer there, I'll definitely be talking about it quite a bit. But as of now, I think turtling. You got to turtle. Unfortunately, that's the only option I think we have right now. But it's fine. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. Someday we'll remove the headset and we'll feel really dumb about worrying while we're here, or being mean while we're here, or being duplicitous, or being evil. We're going to go, why was I like that? The test it's not about passing or failing. It's everything about your behavior during the test. Don't blame a teacher, blame school.